Take 3 deep breaths, letting each exhale just flow out of you with an audible sigh. Each exhale allows your body to totally release, totally letting go of any tension that's building throughout the day. And we know that there's more tension that can build with the pressures of trying to keep ourselves COVID safe. So just try to let all of that stress and strain flow away from you. And now just let your breath flow easy and smooth. And for a moment, just noticing how you are this evening, how you're feeling. If you're energetic or tired. You're feeling the muscles are tired. Maybe you have an injury that's cropped up in the last few days. So being aware of how you feel in your physical body. Noticing how you feel in the mind. Are you feeling happy, positive? Maybe you're feeling stressed or worried about something. Maybe thoughts are whirring around in the mind. And I invite you to just acknowledge what's there and just let it be. Let it be that's there. Not tugging with it, not fighting with it, just let it be. Notice your breath flow. As you breathe in and breathe out, is the moving of the body action reacting to the breath? Is that a fast movement in the body? Or is it a slow movement? As you breathe in, is it a gradual breathing in? As you breathe out, is it a gradual breathing out? Again, accepting where you are. Just noticing your breath flow. Remembering all the time that you're not judging. You're not saying this is right, this is wrong. I'm not doing it right. It's not that. You are noticing how you feel, and you will practice your yoga this evening based on how you are feeling today. Approaching your yoga practice each time with a love for yourself. Nurturing yourself. Our theme this evening for the class is to remember that there is a connection between the mind and the body, and to bring your awareness to that connection. For a moment, just noticing, if you look back through your day, was there any time that you were aware of your body, that you were aware of energy in your body, or even a discomfort in your body? Anything. And for many of us, we go through the day without any awareness of our body. But if we are not in touch with our body, we are not in touch with our mind. As the mind and the body are connected. They are in harmony. And we know that there are many distractions in our day, taking our minds away from the awareness of what is happening in our bodies. but by being more in touch with the body through the mind, you become more in touch or more connected to your health. And then also more connected to Mother Earth, where we came from. And for the next few moments, we will focus on breath and the breath movement. We will just, in our minds, just say a little mantra in your mind as you're breathing. And the mantra is, as you breathe in your mind, you are saying, I am aware that I have a body. And as you breathe out, I recognize that my body is there. Breathing in, I am aware that I have a body. Breathing out, I recognize that my body is there. And don't worry if you need to change the words a little bit if you don't remember them exactly. Breathing in, I am aware that I have a body. Breathing out, I recognize that my body is there. Slow breathing, relaxing the body. Breathing in, I am aware that I have a body. Breathing out, I recognize that my body is there. Now leaving the mantra aside, keeping that nice flow in your breath. Notice for a moment if there is any tension that has crept in your body. If there's one area in your body that feels like there is a little bit of held tension, can you let that tension go? And now continuing to have focus on your breath, we will in our minds count the length of the inhale, and it may be a count of 4 or 5 or 6. So you count the length of your inhale, and then counting the same length on your exhale. So if your inhale is a count of 5, your exhale is a count of 5. Bringing that inhale deep into the lungs, as much as is possible for you. Letting the exhale all the way out, clearing out the full exhale. Breathing in, breathing out. Mind stays focused on the counting with the breath. If distractions pop into the mind, just acknowledge that they have come in and just move back to count with the breath. Now leaving the count aside, the breath flowing easy and gentle. Bring your awareness to your body, how you're feeling in your body. And moving nice and slowly in whatever way feels comfortable for you. So you may feel that you need to release your back by bringing the knees to the chest, or you may feel like you need to roll side to side or stretch out the arms and the legs. So whatever brings release and comfort to you now. And coming with the legs long on your mat, legs nice and long. And maybe you've done this already, but we're going to do it again. We're going to lengthen through the arms. So reach the arms up overhead onto the floor behind you. Take a big inhale. Lengthen through the spine. Exhale as you release the arms back down. Make sure the legs are soft. Relax the muscles in the legs. Do that 2 more times. Inhale as you reach the arms up overhead. Take a nice body yawn, so you're lengthening through the arms, through the legs. Exhale, soften the legs, release the arms down. So you know when you're lengthening through the body, you'll feel that kind of like a stretching that you do in the morning. You'll feel that tension in the legs and the arms. We're going to do it 1 more time. Inhale as you lengthen. And just feeling that you're lengthening, but the body's resisting at the same time. Lengthening through the legs down to the toes, lengthening through the arms to the fingers. Exhale, soften the arms and legs, bring the arms back down by the side. Leave the right leg onto the mat, but bring the left knee up to the chest, gently grasping the left knee, drawing the knee into the chest, and maybe moving the knee a little bit to the right and to the left, just feeling the sensation. So you and your mind are going to notice, how does that feel into the front of my left hip? Into the muscle that's at the front of my left hip. And you might soften the grasp a little bit with the hands, so the knee moves a little bit away from you. And then you may grasp the knee again, bring it in towards the chest, not in a really strong way, but just with some little bit of holding, so you can feel how the muscle is in the front of the hip. And maybe the second time you brought the knee to the chest, maybe there's a little bit more give in the muscle. Relaxing the left foot. Just keep letting that left foot just be floppy, you're not holding tension there. Release the hands a little bit on that left knee, just to soften the left hip a bit. And then for the last time, draw that left knee into the chest 1 more time. And then release the hands, release the left leg long on the mat, right knee in towards the chest, gently grasping that right knee and drawing it into the chest. So notice now this right leg coming into the chest. Does it come closer to the chest, or is there a bit more of a gap between the chest and the right knee? So that right hip, is it a bit tighter or a bit more flexible? Notice in your mind, how does my right hip feel? How does the front, the muscles, they call the flexor muscles, how do they feel now as I do this? So notice as you soften the grasp of the hands and just let the knee move away a little bit, that doesn't feel any tension there in the front of that hip. And then as you bring the hands back onto the knee and draw the knee into the chest again, you feel the muscles engaging. You can feel the front of that hip might be a little bit of tension in the muscles there. Release the hands a little bit, just let the knee relax away from the chest a little bit, just give it a little bit of a break, and just for the last time now, bring the hands onto the knee, draw the knee into the chest again, relaxing that right foot. No tension in the foot, no tension in the leg, you're just bringing the knee into the chest. Maybe move that right knee a little bit to the right and to the left. And if that doesn't feel too nice, well then don't do that part. Listen to your body all the time. Release the hands, release the right leg, lengthening the right leg down. You're going to bend both knees now, roll over to the side, and coming up nice and slowly in your own pace, and you're going to come up to stand. So from just standing on your mat, anywhere on your mat, doesn't matter what way, what side of the mat you're facing, just so you can see me. So standing on the mat, legs hip distance apart, a little bit of a soft bend in the knee. We're going to do a bit of movement into the upper body, the shoulders, and a bit of arm movement. So to start with, as you inhale, reach your arms up, all the way up, palms together overhead. And then exhale, as you bring the arms down, bending the knees, we're just folding forward. We're going to come back up again. We're going to do this about 5 times. Inhale. So notice how it feels in the shoulders, in the upper back. Exhale. Maybe you'll notice how it feels throughout the remainder of your back as you fold forward. How does it feel in the legs? Inhale, coming up again. This is our 3rd time reaching up. Exhale, folding forward. How does this feel in your shoulders? Inhale, coming up. If you're feeling a little bit dizzy, maybe don't take any more of the folds. Just take it nice and gentle, and just maybe don't fold all the way down. One more, reaching up. Exhale, folding down. So this next time that you fold down, just stay there for a moment if you can. Grasping opposite elbows. Soften the knees. And just let the crown of the head draw down towards the floor. Let the neck relax. Breathing deep into the lungs. Now release the hands from the elbows. Just let the arms hang. Breathing here. Send the breath into the lungs, particularly the back, so you feel it in the back of the lungs, spreading around your back. And now, nice and slowly, on your next inhale, take the arms away, reaching out, let the whole body come up, reaching up to the sky. And exhale, bring the hands down to heart center and release the arms down by your side. Okay, doing a little bit more movement into the shoulders now. So bring your shoulders up to your ears and then back to neutral, and then bring the shoulders down towards the feet. Neutral, up to the ears, neutral, down towards your feet. So you know the movement. Try and take it nice and slow, and always come to the neutral part in the middle. So notice as you're doing this movement, how your shoulders and your upper back feels. And try and isolate the movement, that it's just shoulders that's happening, that you're not kind of putting tension into the neck. And notice if you do feel any discomfort, notice where that is, if there's something that's a little bit twingy when you're doing the exercise. Okay, so coming back to neutral, we're going to move in the other direction. So you're going to bring your shoulders into the chest, back to neutral, and then rolling the shoulders back towards the spine. Neutral, into the chest. So making sure that you're not bringing yourself into any discomfort or pain, but if you feel a little bit of a twinge, just notice where that is. Is it something in the shoulder or the middle of the back? Let that be your guide to not go too far. And rather than moving the chest, sticking the chest out, let the shoulders just be the thing that's moving. Going back to neutral each time before you move in the opposite direction. Next time you're back at neutral, taking a pause for a moment. Notice how your shoulders are feeling after these exercises that we've been doing. And we're going to move through those quadrants now, but we're going to do it in a circle motion. So starting off by bringing the shoulders up to the ears, roll the shoulders back towards the spine, shoulders move down towards the feet, and then bring the shoulders into the chest. Now nice and slowly, rolling them up to the ears, back towards the spine, down towards your feet, into the chest. And just letting the arms just be hanging there. Your shoulders are the only thing doing the movement. Resist bringing in any speed when you've gotten used to the movement. Just let it be nice and slow. Moving in the opposite direction now. Up to the ears, into the chest, down towards the feet, back towards the spine. Nice and slow, so that you can get a sense of where there's something that's just not feeling right, and then you won't overextend into that area. Breathing all the time. Breathing nice and slow and calm. The next time that you are back at neutral, just notice how your shoulders feel now, taking a pause for a moment. Notice how the shoulders, in around the shoulder blades, the upper back, how that feels for you. In around the pecs, the upper part of the chest, in at the shoulder joints, in around the muscles here, the rotator cuff muscles. Just notice how it feels for you across the upper part, shoulders and upper back and chest. Okay, so we're going to take the next bit of the warm-up, which kind of ramps things up a little bit. It's the one that we've been doing for the last few weeks, gets the blood flowing. It's the four exercises. You're gonna count to 20 yourself, and just, or if you don't feel like counting to 20, if you want to just do the exercises to 15, that's fine, or 10. They're great ones for doing, if you only have time to do a little bit of exercise in the morning and you want to do something that gets the body moving. These next four exercises are great to do, they'll be done in a few minutes and you really get the body moving. And they're the ones we've been doing for the last few weeks. So, and it's recommended that you could, do them 2 or 3 times a day. If you feel like it, if you have time. They only take about 4 minutes in total to do. Okay, so to get started, the first one is the squat. Remember, if the knees are at you or the leg muscles are at you tonight or any time that you're doing them, don't squat so deep. Just go to the depth that's good for you. So to start off, you count in your own mind what's for you, maximum of 20 of what we're going to do. So the first one's a squat. You reach the arms out in front of you to balance your body. The bum sticks out behind. And try and get a little bit of pulsing action going, kind of not too slow. We're kind of doing the opposite to what we were doing for the last few minutes. If the knees are making a little bit of snap, crackle and pop, that could just be the fluid in the knees reacting to the movement. Breathing all the time. Okay. Next exercise is the arm movements. So you're moving the arms up to shoulder length and back down, not swinging. You've got control in the arms. Both arms are moving. Again, 20 max. Nice bit of fast movement if you can, if your shoulders and your arms are okay with that. Okay, next one then is the big circle with the arms. So you count, just count on one of the positions, either here or here. Reaching the arms away from you and up. Nice bit of pace. Okay, last one, or the last exercise for this one anyway. The elbow in line with the shoulder. That's a real humdinger, that one. It really gets the shoulders going. Okay, so we're going to do that round again. So you count through it yourself, starting off with the squats, and do what you can, okay? Arm movements whenever you're ready. When you're done with that one, you're moving on to the circle. Really getting a good movement in the back, from the middle of the back up to the shoulders. Last one. Brilliant. Great. Okay. So let's get started into the yoga, the asana movements. So coming to the top of your mat.
So what I was saying at the start, before we actually began, it'll be slower movements now. So we've got the blood flowing, we've got the energy going through the body, and we're going to focus a bit more on what's happening in the body, our connections to the earth, through our hands, through our feet, and just focusing more on using the arm strength, using the leg strength, and connecting to the earth. So, starting off at the end of the top of your mat, feeling your connection to the earth through your feet. Legs are about hip distance apart. Soften the knees a little bit. Arms are relaxed down by your side. Feeling or sensing the heels connected to the floor. The outer parts of the feet, out along the edges. The opposite side to the arch, on the outer part of the foot. And then all the way along to the baby toes. And all the middle toes, the big toe. And then as you move back into the inner part of your foot, sensing the arch as it has lifted from the floor, just how that part of your foot feels. And there are certain movements now, we're going to go through the sun salute. There are certain movements in the sun salute that we're going to try and take slowly. And I'm going to ask you to try and move to a count of 5. In your mind, you will just count to 5, nice and slow, so that the counting is purely to just try and slow down the movement a little bit. And I'll be prompting you to just focus on, not focus too much on the counting, but just to try and slow yourself down and just to sense how does it feel in your body, taking it nice and gentle and just sensing what's going on in your body. So it will increase the mind-body connection. So we're going to reach the arms up to the sky. As you do that, maybe do it to a count of 5 in your mind. It's nice and slow. Inhaling as you're reaching up. And then a swan dive down to the floor, again to a count of 5, exhaling. Let the knees softly bend. Use the strength in your legs. Now bringing both hands to the mat, step both feet, the right foot first, then the left foot, back to plank. And taking a few breaths here now. We're going to try and take 5 breaths. Remember, you can bring your knees to the floor. So you don't have to have the knees lifted, so whatever works for you. So 5 full breaths, and maybe you've taken a couple already. Shoulders over the wrists, neck in line with the spine. And really action through the legs if you have the knees off the floor. And now bringing both knees to the floor. So everyone has their knees on the floor now. And we're going to release to the floor. What I want you to try and do is, we're going to come down to the floor as if you were going to do a push-up. You're going to keep your elbows over your wrists and you're going to release slowly. So in your mind, count to 5 as you release slowly. So let those elbows be over the wrists. Slowly releasing them. So you're coming to the floor, your hands are level with your chest, and you're looking at the floor. So your gaze is on the floor right now. And I want you to keep those elbows off the mat. So the elbows are kind of pointing down towards your feet. And we're going to come into a low cobra. You're pressing the hands into the mat. I want you to really feel the palms of the hands. You're not lifting yet, so just try and keep the body resting for a minute. Just focus on the hands connected to the mat, the fronts of the feet, and the pubic bone. And as you inhale, you're now going to lift up. Try and do it to a count of 5. Inhale, slowly pushing up. Counting to 5 as you're lifting. And then releasing as you exhale, counting to 5 as you release. Slowly, slowly. Feeling the strength in the arms. Coming down to the floor. Okay, so we're coming up into hands and knees now. Again, try and come up to hands and knees to a count of 5, so nice and slowly. So pressing into the hands, pushing up through the arms, nice and slow. Like as if you're doing it in slow motion. And then curling the toes under, pressing into the hands. We're coming into downward dog. When you come into your downward dog for the first time, keep those knees bent. So the knees are bent, the bum is pointing up towards the ceiling. Relax the neck. Grounding down through the palms. And let's try and see if we can get 5 deep breaths. And if you feel like your legs are able for it, just maybe pedal the heels, but slowly, not fast pedaling, really slow. So resist bringing the heels too fast to the floor. Just do it nice and slow. And then just letting the heels relax. So maybe the heels are drawing towards the floor a little bit. So we're going to, on our next inhale, look towards the hands. And exhale, slowly walking your feet towards the top of the mat. And don't worry about, you can have the knees bent as much as you need to here. So don't worry about trying to keep the legs straight. On your next inhale, reach the arms out. And try to take it slow to a count of 5 as you're coming up. Reaching up to the sky. Exhale slowly to a count of 5, bringing the palms down to heart center. Pressing palm on palm. Inhale, we're going to do it again another few times. Inhale, bring the hands up. Exhale, to a count of 5, slowly folding down. Let the knees bend. Bring the hands to the mat, stepping both feet back to plank. If you can step the left foot first, it would be great. And then the right foot. In your plank position, you can count 5 full breaths. Remember the knees come to the floor, shoulders over the wrists, neck in line with spine. And let your legs be nice and active. So the heels are pushing towards the wall behind you. The legs are not slouching, they're good and active, the muscles. And when you're taking your 5th breath, we'll all have the knees on the floor. And you're going to release your body slowly. Now you're going to use the strength in your arms to release to a count of 5. So I was saying to you to keep the elbows over the wrists. Try and let your body move forward to do that. So you keep your elbows over your wrists, let your body move forward and slowly releasing down. That's a very hard piece to slowly release. So I'm lying on the floor, hands are on the mat level with your chest. Elbows are pointing down back towards your feet, but the elbows are not on the mat. The only thing you have is your hands on your mat. You'll feel your pubic bone connected to the floor. You'll feel the front of your feet. So all those parts are connected to the floor, and you can feel those strong connections. On your next inhale, to a count of 5, you're lifting up from the mat into a low cobra. Very, very, very slowly, neck in line with spine. You're still looking at the floor beneath you. And as you exhale, slowly to a count of 5, releasing slowly, feeling your connection to the earth, noticing how your body feels. So again, nice and slow, coming up to a tabletop to a count of 5. So pressing through the hands, using the strength in your arms, nice and slowly, like it's slow motion. And then coming into your downward dog. So being mindful of your paws, your hands and your feet connecting to the floor. And maybe this time, as you try to lengthen through the legs, see if you can do a double tap on the heel. So rather than pedaling fast on the heels, do a double tap on the left heel and then a double tap on the right heel.
So you're pedaling, but just slowing it down. And then releasing the pedaling a little bit, just letting the heels release to the floor. 5 full breaths. Relax the neck. On your last exhale, we're looking towards your hands and then walking your feet towards your hands, top of the mat. Feeling the connection of your feet to the earth, grounding down through the feet. To a count of 5. Inhale, reaching up to the sky. Lengthening through the arms. To a count of 5, drawing the palms down to your heart. Pressing palm on palm. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, folding forward. Nice and slowly. Palms of the hands to the mat. Stepping back to plank, right foot first if you can. Left foot follows. Taking 5 full breaths here. Remember your option. Knees to the floor if you wish. Shoulders over wrists. Sucking the belly in towards the spine. When you've done your 5 full breaths, we'll all have the knees to the floor. So remember your nice slow release to the floor, using your arm strength. Elbows are over the wrists. Your body slides forward a little bit and then lowers down. All of the body's on the floor. Coming into low cobra. Palms of the hands are on the mat. Lifting to a count of 5. Keep your gaze on the floor. And think about a lovely length through the spine and out through the crown of the head. Relaxing your shoulders. So check those shoulders are not creeping up to the ears. Exhaling, counting to a count of 5 as you come down. Grounding through the palms of the hands. Use your arm strength. Pushing up to a count of 5 into tabletop. And then coming into downward dog. Five full breaths. Bringing the breath right into the back. So sensing where you feel the movement in your body or the opening and space in your body when you inhale. And as you exhale, noticing some ease in the body. Letting the feet draw down towards the floor. The palms of the hands are drawn down towards the floor. Inhale up towards your hands. Stepping the feet forward to the top of the mat. Nice and slowly, counting to 5 as you come up, reaching the arms up. Palms draw down slowly. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, the last sun salute for tonight. Falling forward, nice and slow. Palms of the hands to the mat, stepping back to plank, left foot first. Counting to 5, 5 full breaths.
Energy through the legs. Heels of the feet drawing back towards the wall behind you. Shoulders over the wrists. Knees down to the mat if they aren't already. Lowering nice and slowly. Lowering your body down. So using the arm strength to slow it down. Adjusting your palms of your hands on the floor. So the palms of the hands are level with your chest. Shoulders are relaxed. Shoulders are so relaxed, they're not up around the ears. Pressing through the hands, grounding through the pubic bone. Inhale, slowly lifting. Counting to 5. Exhale, slowly releasing. Pressing the hands into the floor, coming up to hands and knees again, slowly, slowly, slowly. And then coming into downward dog and adjusting your position whatever way you need to get yourself into your downward dog. 5 full breaths here. Drawing the tailbone up towards the ceiling while you draw the crown of the head towards the floor, relaxing the neck. Again, noticing how your breath feels as you're breathing in and out in this particular pose. Inhale, look towards your hands. Exhale, stepping the feet forward. Left foot first if you can. Coming to the top of the mat, grounding down through the feet. Inhale, nice and slowly, reaching up, nice and slow. Counting to 5 as you draw the palms down. Relax the arms down by the side. Take a moment, maybe take a drink of water. Take a little bit of movement in the body, that whatever releases feels like a release for you. So we're going to be at the top of our mat. So we're not going to do a sun salute. We're going to start off like a sun salute, and then we're going to move into a runner's lunge. So I'll talk you through it. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, folding forward. Palms of the hands to the mat. Step the right foot all the way back. You're in a lunge. And if it feels more comfortable for you, you can bring the right knee to the floor. So you decide what feels good for you, and you can modify it as we're going along. We're going to be doing some movement in the lunge. So the right hand, bring it in a little bit closer to your left foot. So your left leg, when you look down at it, the knee is over the ankle on that left leg. If you want to look at me, if you're not sure, the knee is over the ankle because it's our standing leg. We need to be careful with it. And the back leg, you've either got the leg nice and long or you've got the knee to the floor. So the next thing we're going to do is the right hand is nearly under the face. It's on the mat underneath your face. And we're coming into a little bit of a twist. So as you inhale, turn through the belly, turn to your left with your torso, and then lift the left arm up to the sky. And if you were able to look at yourself from look onto yourself from outside of your body, you would see your left shoulder is almost in line with your right shoulder. You're twisting through your core. Now this might feel a challenge if you have your knee to the floor. It might be more difficult, or maybe it's easier. Okay, so bring the left hand back down to the mat. And we're going to do circle motion with the left arm. So inhale as you reach the left arm forward, and then reach the left hand up to the sky. And then exhale as you reach that left arm back behind you. Inhale as you reach forward. Exhale as you reach back. Nice big circle motion for the shoulder joints. Next time that left hand is back down to the floor, you're going to bring the left hand to the floor, and you're going to step your right foot forward to the top of the mat. Grounding through the feet. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Palms together overhead. Exhale, palms down to heart center. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, fold forward. Nice and slowly, gently. Hands to the mat. Stepping your left foot this time all the way back to the back of the mat. Coming into your lunge position. Option to bring the knees to the mat, that back knee if you wish. So you decide what feels good for you. Each side could be different. You might be fine on the other side. You might feel like you need to adjust this one. Left hand comes in a little bit closer to the right foot. So the left hand is nearly under your face on the mat. Inhale. And then turning your torso to your right. Exhale as you're reaching that right arm up to the sky. You're looking towards the right hand, or maybe you want to look down towards your right foot. Have a look at that right leg while you're hanging out there having fun, and make sure the right knee is over the ankle. There's alignment in that front leg. And now bringing the right hand all the way down to the mat. And we're going to move in that nice circle motion with the arm. So as you inhale, reach the arm forward, reaching up to the sky. And exhale as you reach the arm back behind you. Down by the hip. Inhale up. Exhale as you reach back. Down by the hip again. Keep going nice and slow so you can feel that shoulder joint. Maybe there's parts of the circle that don't feel good, so you'll modify it to suit your own shoulder joint. Next time the right hand is down to the floor, you'll plant the right hand on the floor, move the left hand out a little bit, and step that left foot forward to top the mat. Round through the feet. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Exhale, palms down to heart center. Lovely. Relax the arms down by the side. So we're going to face the long end of our mat. Come to do some standing poses. So coming into warrior two and a little bit of modifications in warrior two. So facing the long end of your mat, feet are parallel. Turn the right foot slightly out, left foot slightly in. Bending the right knee, keeping the knee over the ankle and that front leg. And have just a little bit of a check with the left hand, just very gently drawing that left hip in a little bit. So what you don't want is the left thigh, where it connects to the hip, just flopping forward and dragging your left hip forward. So just putting a little bit of engagement into the upper part of that thigh so that it's keeping that hip in a nice position, that you're not just flopping around here. Grounding down through the outer part of that left leg, out the baby toe. Inhale, reach the arms out. Shoulders relaxed. Exhale, turn the face and look towards the right hand. And in your mind, so while you're in the pose, Relax the shoulders and relax the arms. Sense your connection to the earth through your feet. And in your mind, just activate those strong connections to the floor through your feet. So this is warrior 2, strong, but effortless at the same time, not tension. We're going to move into reverse warrior. So place the left hand relaxed on the back of the left leg. Turn the right hand to the ceiling. Inhale, reaching up, and just let the upper body just bend back a little bit, but not crunching into the lower back. So you're not hurting your lower back. You're looking up towards that right hand. Keep that right knee bent. Engaging your core muscles. Breathing here. Filling the lungs with each inhale. Clearing out each exhale. So not shortcutting the exhale either. On your next exhale, bring the arms back to warrior 2. Take an inhale. Exhale, bring the right arm to rest on the right thigh, not leaning into it. And the left hand is on the left hip. So drawing that left shoulder back towards the wall behind you. The right arm is just very gently placed on the right leg. You're not leaning into that because your core is keeping your upper body in the position it should be in. You're not using your leg to hold you. Breathing here, side angle pose. And you can look towards your right foot or look towards your left arm in that direction. On your next inhale, come back to warrior 2. Exhale here. Relax the arms. Straighten the right leg. Turn the toes of the right foot in. We're going to move over to the left side. Turn the toes of the left foot out. So the toes of the right foot are slightly turned in. Toes of the left foot are pointing out towards the top end of your mat or the short end of your mat. Bending your left knee. Check and make sure knee over ankle. Right hand, just place it against the upper part of the thigh where it comes into the hip, into the groin area. And just gently engage the muscle here. Just use the hand to just encourage the muscle to be engaged. The toes. Inhale, reach the arms out. Relax the shoulders. Exhale, look to the left hand. Gazing down to the left hand. And feeling your warrior strength here. Grounding in your mind, sending the message through to all parts of the feet that are connected to the floor. Grounding. And in that grounding, you're solid, you're strong. This is your effortless warrior 2. And anywhere that you're feeling that the muscles are starting to squeal at you, just breathe. Breathe. Right hand sits on the back of the right leg. Left palm faces the ceiling. Inhale, reach the left hand up to the ceiling, gazing towards that left hand. Remember how the back feels. We don't want to crunch into the lower back, so no overarching. Breathing here. On your next exhale, come back to warrior 2. Take an inhale. Exhale, left hand releases down to the left leg, right hand onto the right hip. Draw the right shoulder back a little bit. So you're opening the front of the body, not leaning into the arm. Use your core strength to hold your torso. And watch the head. So not letting the head hang, down or not letting it hang back. Just try and keep the neck in line with the spine. You might be looking towards your left foot or looking towards your right shoulder maybe. Breathe in here. Inhale, coming back up to warrior two. Exhale, relax the arms, straightening the left leg, turn the toes of the left foot in, walk the feet in together, and give the legs a good shake out. Maybe a drink of water, a little bit of a rest for a minute. We're coming down to the floor, so come down, when you get ready, come down to the floor, and you want to maybe take a little bit of a child's pose if you want to, just to take a little moment, just to get a bit of rest, or whatever pose you like to take a rest in. Just taking a moment. So we're coming down to bridge pose. So if you can get yourself into the position for bridge pose. You're coming to lie down on the floor with the knees over the ankles. And when you're lying down on the floor, just get a sense of the legs are hip distance apart. The feet connected to the floor. Sense the pelvis connected to the floor, so that lovely big bone structure where the hips are either side. Just feel that connection to the floor. The right side of the pelvis and the left side. As you breathe in and out, sensing the rib cage, the back of the rib cage connected to the floor, the shoulders. So we're going to move through bridge pose. We'll do flowing bridge. And keep that lovely slow pace when you're moving through flowing bridge. So as you inhale, taking the tailbone off the floor, gradually lifting the arms, lifting vertebra and vertebra, lifting the arms overhead and behind you onto the floor. And then exhaling as you release the arms slowly. Moving the arms in synchrony with the spine. And feeling the absolute groundedness when you do arrive to the floor. The absolute connection as you release your weight to the floor when you come down. And keeping that nice slow pace that you had earlier. Keeping that nice slow pace as you move through. And it may help to imagine that you are resisting gravity as you come back towards the floor. You are taking it so slowly. And the next time that your arms, your spine is on the floor, your pelvis is resting down, we're going to release out the back by bringing both knees to the chest. And you take your time, and wherever you are in your back bend, don't rush it. Take your time. The final little part is the release of the spine when you are ready. By bringing the knees to the chest, the arms around the knees ever so gently, and just rocking side to side. Taking your time. Releasing the hands and let the arms open out to a T. Feet on the floor, knees bent. We're going to take a little moving twist. So letting the knees very gently release to the right, turning the head to the left. Left palm faces the ceiling, right palm faces the floor. Inhale, bring the head face to center, knees to center, turn the left palm to the floor. Exhale, left knees drop to the left, face turns to the right, right palm faces the ceiling. On your next exhale, facing up towards the ceiling and knees come to center, right palm faces the floor. Repeat the whole sequence again. You're facing your left hand, your knees are dropping over to the right. Breathing as you move. Don't worry about the sequence of the breath, just breathing as you're moving. Knees to center, face to center. Moving in the other direction. Nice and slowly. Try and keep that nice slow pace. Feeling strong. Feeling that your mind is connected to your body and you can really sense what's going on. You are in control of what's happening. And let the last side that you're on be where the knees are to the left and the face is to the right. Let that be your last side. And when you're finished that side, you'll bring your knees to center and you'll face up towards the ceiling, and you will release the back by bringing the knees to the chest and the hands to the knees. So when you're finished with your twist, your knees will come to the chest and the hands around the knees and just rocking side to side. Breathing the whole time, conscious of your breath, conscious of how the breath changes the experience of the exercise and enhances it. Bring your body to center, release the hands, release the legs, let your legs lengthen out onto the floor, and we will have Shavasana. So making yourself comfortable. If you need to get extra clothes. So making yourself comfortable. Resisting coming into a position of habit. So feeling balance in your body as you're lying on the floor and feeling that support and comfort. And I recommend maybe bringing the arms a little bit away from the body, bringing a little bit of space between the legs.
Letting your whole physical body totally relax. Muscles are relaxed. The tendons, the ligaments, the bones, everything just totally released to the floor. Letting the mind be free of any conscious thoughts. Letting the mind clear. And allowing the body to be still for a little while. Being aware of where you are now. Aware of your surroundings. Aware of your connection to the earth. Aware of the weight of your body. The weight of the body down to the earth. Sensing the feeling of your clothing against your skin. Sensing the air against skin on your face. Coolness of that air. Conscious of your sense of smell. Conscious of your sense of taste. Aware of the sounds around you. Aware of the most gentlest and softest sound. Not analyzing, just listening. And for a few moments, resting in this awareness. Gently moving fingers and toes. Bending the knees, place the feet on the floor. Placing the hands against the front of the thighs. And just letting the legs sway to the right and to the left. Letting the hands just gently guide the legs so there's no strain. Letting the knees come to center. And very slowly and gently bringing the knees to the chest. Gently bringing the hands to the knees. And rolling side to side. Feeling that roundness in your spine. How it feels to have that lovely length in your spine as you bring the knees to the chest. Coming back to center, release the hands, bring the feet to the floor. And then rolling to one side, coming up to sit. At sitting, bring the hands to prayer position at heart center. Drawing the hands into your heart, thumbs resting against your chest bone. Bowing our heads, we pay respects to each other for taking this class together tonight. Namaste.